All righty, and let's see, folks, here we go. Thanks, everybody, and I just want to say welcome to the Connect Impact EdTech event. It's the pitch competition bringing together innovative education technology startups and leading media from around the globe. My name's Jim Gladen. I'm a principal at Publicize, a PR firm for growth, and I'm joined by my colleague Dan Tovar as well, who helped organize the event. We're really pleased to be joined today by a host of leading journalists who report in the fields of startups, technology, and education. We're equally privileged to host 5 very exciting European EdTech companies as they pitch their ventures in front of these distinguished media judges. Before we begin, I wanted to mention if any startups listening have any questions regarding PR, please feel free to reach out to myself, Jim at publicize.co. Also today, we're really honored to have a number of special guest speakers that are associated with the Impact EdTech program, part of an EU-funded program to encourage technology and education. The program, they're going to join us today and speak for a little bit about the program and also kind of get us warmed up for the event. So the first person I'd like to bring on screen to talk today is Agata Gras Velasquez. She's the Science Program Manager and Head of Science Education Department at European SchoolNet, which is a network of 33 European ministries of education based in Brussels. The nonprofit organization helps students achieve in the knowledge society by helping schools make effective use of educational technology. European SchoolNet is a partner in the Impact EdTech program, and Agata will also tell us a bit more about the program now. So Agata, thanks so much for joining us. I'll give you the co-host role in case you wanted to share your screen as well.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's actually very exciting to be here today. We've been coordinating Impact EdTech for 3 years, and it's been amazing to see 43 startups go from the beginning to actually products that can actually be used in classrooms across Europe in many cases. Now, it is a European Commission funded project, and we did have over €5.5 million project funds for these startups. Now, what we've done is we had 3 open calls where we supported 43 startups go through an incubation and acceleration program in different cases. And the solutions created are really ready to use resources and tools that are already helping the education sector reinvent itself, to be honest. Now, I'm talking on behalf of European SchoolNet, but it's been done with ISDI and Funding Box. And I want to get my colleagues to share a bit what their organizations have brought to the initiative. So Maria or Emily?
Definitely. No, let's go ahead and bring up our next speaker as well, Maria. Maria, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just give a brief intro so everybody attending can learn a little bit about you as well, and then I'll let you share your screen. Maria Karpolowska is the project lead at Funding Box, Europe's largest deep tech funding ecosystem that counts over 470 startups accelerated and €80 million under management. The ecosystem connects promising startups with leading investors and organizations, including Real Madrid and the European Commission, among many more. So Maria, thanks so much for joining us. I'll go ahead and give you the co-host role as well. You should be able to share your screen, Maria, right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. Thank you for having us today. I'm just sharing my screen. Please let me know whether you can see it all right. I think it's there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so good morning or good afternoon to everyone, depending on where you are. As Jim has already said, I'm Maria Karpolowska, managing Impact EdTech on behalf of Funding Box. And as Funding Box, we've been in the funding business for many years. We know the business, we understand the processes, tensions, we know the aches and pains. We also know how to make long-lasting connections. And we are very excited to have become part of the EdTech ecosystem that emerged through Impact EdTech. At the same time, we wanted to say very happy with the value proposition that we offered for the project. So we managed the open calls that gained a huge interest among EdTech startup community. We had over 2,000 applications started in 3 open calls. We also designed a very solid selection process with over 2,000 evaluations performed by EdTech experts, and distributed over 5 million funding to 43 startups, making the process as user-friendly as possible. I'd like to say a few words now about why I think Impact EdTech has been such a great project. Initially, as a European initiative, Impact EdTech identified 3 challenges that were supposed to be addressed through 2 open calls. However, following the COVID outbreak, some questions arose. So what does it mean inclusive in the context of remote schooling? How should the solutions be personalized to fit the new context? Or what digital skills should be the focus now? Or are there any more challenges to be addressed in this new situation? So we took the proactive approach, we designed a specific emergency open call, and we managed the open call process to facilitate it for our partners and the startups. And throughout the project lifetime, we could observe in real time how all those challenges have been validated by the reality we live in again and again. And for me personally, that is the whole brilliance of the program, that it's structured, but also solutions developed within its framework are able to respond to the real situations that we are all faced with. And the result of those efforts, of those joint efforts of the whole consortium, is that today the best-in-class startups selected through our open calls will pitch. And I wanted to wish good luck to all projects pitching today, and say that, sorry, all your ventures deserve being awarded, and that we as adults, children, parents, and educators, that we all deserve to see your solutions widely used. So thank you very much. Good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Maria. Great words of encouragement as well. We're going to bring up our next Impact EdTech partner. Emily Carroll is the head of public innovation programs at ISDI Accelerator, the startup accelerator from Spain's ISDI Business School. The accelerator channels the entrepreneurial efforts of ISDI students in Europe's startup ecosystem by facilitating collaboration between public entities, corporations, educational entities, investors, and founders. In addition, ISDI Accelerator partners with the world's leading organizations, including UNICEF, Toyota, the European Commission, and many more, and they help create innovative initiatives to help further innovation in special sectors. Emily, thanks so much for joining us. I'll go ahead and give you the presenter role right now as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Jim. Hi, everybody. Well, Jim, you basically covered it, but I'll just show my slides really quickly just to give a brief introduction if there's anything that you missed. Just a moment. Okay, so as Jim very succinctly described, we are a digital business ecosystem. So we were formed as a digital business school in 2009 with master's programs, training and certifications in digital business for individuals and for companies in order to help individuals and institutions come into this new digital era that we're in. So we've continued that activity ever since then. In the meantime, we've built a large digital talent community of really qualified professionals, most of whom have passed through our doors. We are aware that the change to a digital era is not equal for all people, so we also have a branch dedicated to social impact. And then, as Jim said, we have entrepreneurship, which is the department where I work. I work in ISDI Accelerator. We were started in 2014, and since then we've been quite active with a large deal flow, with a lot of startups being supported. And we've managed more than 30 acceleration projects in many different verticals, like Jim said. When we provide acceleration to startups, what that means for us is custom matching with mentors, really intensive one-to-one support from experts in specific verticals and subject areas. And that's what we brought with us into Impact EdTech. We provided this one-to-one custom business mentor matching for all of the startups in order to help them grow a lot faster. We put together training boot camps as well for some group learning and group interaction. And then we managed online communication and dissemination to help attract startups for the open calls and to help spread the word about this. So we're really excited for today. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody. Thank you so much for everyone who's attending, and to those who are going to pitch. We already think you're great. We look forward to seeing your pitches.
Awesome, Emily. Thanks so much. And great explanation. And also congrats on everything that you guys have built at ISDI Accelerator too. We'll go ahead and we'll bring on Agata again to give us a little bit of information about her program and also some words of encouragement for the founders. Agata, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. So as Emily is saying, we have connected the startups with different mentors. And in the case of European SchoolNet, we made sure that they were connected with educational mentors through the incubation acceleration stages. So we matched each startup with an education expert who provided them with one-to-one coaching. We did organize also MVP testing and validation of the prototypes with digital learning experts. And we designed a school piloting framework where 19 solutions were tested in 60 classrooms from 17 countries. So that's quite a lot of classrooms across Europe. 11 of them is specifically in remote schooling setting in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, how, as Maria was explaining. In total, over 2,000 learners have already tested the 19 solutions. We did set up a co-creation framework for pedagogical innovation, and we also designed the assessment and evaluation of the piloting and co-creation. So all in all, it's been an amazing experience with all these startups. And to be honest, and here I'm telling you, like, we've been working in education for over 20 years. Now in education, for those of you that are not familiar, there's no one answer that suits all. There's different curricula, there's different settings, different classrooms, different languages, different cultures. And still these EdTech startups, especially the ones attending today, they accepted the challenge. They were very ready to listen to the mentors and the teachers, and they have excellent products. As Emily and Maria were saying as well, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure working with all of them, and we look forward to seeing how they expand further, whether they win today or not. Thank you for all your efforts, and let's see how it goes.
Thank you so much, Agata, and wonderful words. Thanks to all of our guest speakers today for getting us in the mood for the event. And so without any further ado, we'll go ahead and introduce our media judges panel. Judges, when I say your name and say your bio, if you wouldn't mind coming on screen, unmuting, saying a quick hello so we can put a face to your bio as well. We'll start off with Andrew Jack. He's the global education editor at Financial Times, the world's leading global business publication. In addition to covering education issues around the world, Andrew also heads FT Schools, an initiative that provides free online Financial Times subscriptions to students aged 16 to 19, their teachers, and schools around the world. Andrew has been with FT for over 2 decades, reporting stints in France and Russia, where he was the newspaper's Moscow bureau chief in the late 90s and early 2000s. So Andrew, really an honor to have you here, sir.
Thanks, great to be here, and I look forward very much to hearing some of the pitches.
Fantastic, thanks for joining. Next up, calling in from Amsterdam, we have Colin Booth, who's an editor at The Next Web, a leading global technology news publication and event organizer based in Amsterdam, which is owned by the Financial Times as well. At The Next Web, he edits Plugged, which is the publication's consumer tech vertical, writing about gear, gadgets, apps, everything in between. Callum, thanks so much for joining us, sir.
It's a pleasure to meet everyone today, and yeah, super excited about seeing what innovative and intriguing ways you're solving that education problem.
Awesome, thanks. Next up, we have Lucas Garcia Alcalde, who's a reporter at Business Insider España, the Spanish edition of one of the world's leading business publications. He has a degree in journalism and audiovisual communication and is currently doing a master's degree in globalization, cultural industries, and the digital economy. Lucas covers the digital economy, the digitization of industry, sustainability, and much more for the website. Before joining Business Insider, Lucas worked as a freelance journalist at Capital Radio FM and the Spanish business publication Muy Negocios y Economía. Lucas, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you back. Next up, we have Claudia Santos, who is a contributor to Entrepreneur Magazine, where she writes about startups and entrepreneurship, especially in the Spanish-speaking world. She has a background in entertainment and communications, having previously worked for NBC Telemundo and Univision, among many others. And she's also currently a vice president at Publicize as well. Claudia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. Really excited to see all the pitches.
Awesome. We're happy to have you too. Next up, we have Stefano De Marsa, who is an editor at Novo Brief, the largest English language news outlet exclusively covering the technology and startup ecosystem in Spain. He's based in Barcelona, but originally from Lima, Peru. And Stefano has written for a number of leading Latin American publications, including Gestión, Peru's largest newspaper, where he covered the health, banking, and automotive sectors during his tenure. Stefano, it's really great to have you here with us.
Thanks for the invitation. Excited to hear those pitches.
Awesome, man. And last but not least, we have Sergio Ramos, who's a tech expert and editor of Social Geek, a leading publication covering technology for the Spanish-speaking world. He's also a regular contributor to Spanish language media, including Forbes Latin America and El Tiempo, which is Colombia's largest newspaper. Sergio is also a mentor for several entrepreneurial organizations, including Startup Weekend, Seed Stars, and Parallel 18, which is the startup accelerator from the government of Puerto Rico. Sergio, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jean, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. We're happy to have you as well. All right, folks. Well, again, we're super honored to have all of the media judges with us today, and we really look forward to all your insights. We'll go ahead and we'll begin the pitch competition now. Startups, I'm going to bring you on screen in the presenter role, and you'll be able to share your screens and pitch for 2 minutes. I will be timing. After each pitch, we'll open up for comments, questions from a few journalists, and then we'll go ahead with the next startup. Journalists, I wanted to mention as well, it's a very informal setting. Feel free to shout out, feel free to raise your hand in Zoom, whatever's comfortable for you, but we'll just keep the conversation moving as much as possible. First up, Jose from Key to Enable. Jose, give me 1 second and I'll let you share your screen again, sir. Oh, there you go, you should have it. Awesome, I see your screen, Jose. Let me know if we can hear you okay too. You might be on mute.
Second. Now you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you. So
That's
I can hear
awesome.
you loud and clear and see your screen. So whenever you're ready, sir, I'll start the timer.
Just a second, because I think that I have a glitch here. No, I don't. Okay.
No worries.
It's okay?
Yes, sir. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. Well, let me start with the story of a girl born with cerebral palsy and considered less capable by her community. This is Amanda. She's nonverbal and lacks fine motor skills like many others born with her condition. And Amanda couldn't do her homework or even communicate with her teachers and peers until she found Key to Enable. It seems that now she's engaging, learning, and having a lot of fun, right? Yeah, but 5 million schools around the world are required to be inclusive, according to the Article 24 of the United Nations Convention. But are they? I don't think so. And why is that? I know you were still looking at the small video and Amanda can't stop playing, but the truth is schools are facing challenges and because they have limited budgets, high cost of assistive technology, and usually they are highly individualized. They have no universal design. Hence, they choose not to be inclusive. But that's where we come in. Key to Enable is an American-Brazilian assistive EdTech startup that came up with an innovative solution with the amalgamation of a complete set of plug-and-play hardware and software. And we have designed accessories that enables even the blink of an eye or the press of a button. And of course, we also have a complete customizable online learning platform developed during Impact EdTech program that enables children with physical, intellectual, and motor skills disabilities to communicate, engage, learn, and also it works for remote schooling. We aspire to disrupt the assistive EdTech by our unique business model, which equips the schools to be inclusive to children of all capacities on a cost-effective subscription model. We call it special education as a service. On a monthly subscription, a school can now include 85% of disabilities found in a classroom setting. And let me leave you with a thought. This is Allison. He cannot hold a pen to write, but he has just published his third comic book. In the near future, he aspires to be a filmmaker and editor, and I am sure he will. With the right tools, the possibilities are endless, and exclusion is a result of invisibility and unavailability. Contact me now to know more about Key to enable the visibility for millions globally like Amanda and Alison. My name is Jose Rubinger, and I am from Key to enable.
Awesome, Jose, great presentation and under time as well, so perfect. We'll go ahead and we'll open up. Anybody from the media panel have any questions for Jose?
Yeah, it's Callum here. So you mentioned there about wanting to spread it across the entire globe. Then how does the subscription model and cost of the equipment and computer kind of balance between, you know, taking it globally? Obviously, you know, serving Western Europe as opposed to South America, they're going to be very different, like, you know, budgetary concerns and abilities there.
Yeah, that's a great question because we are from Brazil. So Brazil is a developing country. If we can do this in Brazil, believe me, we can do in the rest of the world. So we have now 650 schools already using this subscription model. What we do is we provide all the hardware, the technology, the assistive devices, plus the training and plus the educational software that we have. So after we train the teachers, they use all the solution with the children. And the price for our assistive technology is really, really very cheap compared to what is out there in the market. If I can say the price, I can do it here.
Jose, could I just ask,
Sure.
in terms of the impact that you've seen so far, how can you measure how effective this is proving?
Another great question, because usually what happens is when you teach a child with disability, usually you cannot have the real report, because it's not that child that is answering something, for example, and then you can put this in a report. Usually it is what you see. But in our case, because we use hardware and our educational platform that was developed through the program of Impact EdTech, we can measure exactly how is the development of that child. So we know exactly how much they know, how much they are performing. So this is one of the biggest things that we have in our platform.
Hi, Jose, I have a question for you. First of all, how much it costs this subscription? And another question is, like, besides Brazil, in which other markets have you tested this product, this subscription model?
Okay, so we had the chance to test it in Portugal, in Israel, in Chile, in Africa. We are in Tanzania, in Rwanda. We went to Armenia, one of the poorest countries in the world because of the war and everything. So we also have it running there with veterans of war. And the price of the subscription model starts in $500 per month. That involves all the assistive devices plus the educational platform. And just to let you know, assistive devices usually cost more than $5,000, $20,000. There are some that cost $50,000. So we are one of the cheapest around. So we are in all of these countries, plus in the United States, and I'm here now in Toronto, just starting a research here with Toronto, Ontario Tech.
Yeah, hi, Jose. I've got another question. I was wondering, this is more about your project. How long it takes to a kid to learn how to use your device. And do you also talk about a teaching process with the staff? Could you talk about that? Like how difficult is it, and how long it takes to learn how to use it? Like more specific about your device. Thank you.
First, it's important to say that we usually train the teachers because they are the ones who knows the children. So usually, for example, I can say that we can train a teacher in like 2, 3, 4 hours, but we have like a 5-day training plan that we cover everything. And I have been experiencing like beautiful success stories where we just deliver or we just handle the key X, for example, to a child, and like in less than 1 or 2 minutes they start using. Of course, we have those that takes like 6 months, but the things that we have been experiencing are amazing, and we have all of this to show to anyone that would like to.
Awesome, Jose. Congratulations on everything that you've built so far, and also congratulations to you for being the first contestant to pitch. It's hard to do, so great job.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. We'll go ahead and we'll bring up our next presenter, Daria with Cleverbooks. Daria, give me 1 second and I'll give you the presenter role. Also, just a quick reminder to all of the judges, if you could score in real time in the scorecard, that'd be fantastic as well. All right, Daria, you should be able to share your screen.
Yeah, I can. Okay, you should see it now. That?
Yeah. Yep, we can see it and hear you loud and clear. So whenever you're ready to start, Daria, please go ahead.
Perfect. My name is Daria and I'm from company Cleverbooks, and I'm talking to you today about the augmented reality. So first of all, let me tell you that there was a huge problem with the COVID, that everybody started doing things remotely, and the experience that students had in the classrooms became even more frustrating for them. And as a mom of the kid, I saw that as well. So because there was a declined attention from the students, there was declined academic performance, and it was really difficult for teachers to facilitate the big classrooms in the remote settings, and also to move remotely. And it was a huge issue with the training content that teachers had. We don't know what also awaits our kids in the future. And the most important thing is right now, not only to focus on the information that we provide to them, but also on the material and how that we provide to them, and on the skills. The meta skills, the most important skills, are the skills of the future that will help them to thrive in the jobs. Augmented reality is one of the tools that provides the opportunity for them to develop those skills. The technology supports storytelling, visualization, and most important, the content creation for the kids. We took the existing technology, known technology, and we put that on the educational content, enabling several most important pillars that support education kids in the early ages. So we have created the augmented reality playground that the teacher can enable in the real time and transmit the content in classroom and remotely. So the solution works regardless on which hardware, laptops, desktops, PCs, Chromebooks, mobile devices, supports different operating systems. And as we are present in several countries, we have that in certain languages and counting the translation. We have the extensive teacher training program and also library of activity plans that help teachers to get started. The contents that we have there are global curriculum based, and they're tailored to kids with different levels of learning. The most important thing that we have three pillars from the augmented classroom that enable the opportunity for the kids to explore the contents, to create the contents with the teacher or themselves, and to collaborate using this augmented reality playground that the teacher can have the full control with. So we're present in multiple countries around the world with over than 4,000 educators using our solution, covering 17,000 students. And we have been featured and partnered with several organizations. And thanks to Impact EdTech, we have improved our solution even more. We would like to influence the educational system and create the revolution using the simple technology that everybody can use in a comfortable way with the tools that they have.
All right, and time. Thank you so much, Daria, for a great presentation. We'll go ahead and open up for any questions from the media panel.
So Daria, tell us a bit more just about the business model. How does it work and how do you manage to overcome not just the pricing, but also access to the technology?
That's a good one. So thank you, Andrea. So the business model is simple, and the price is the cup of coffee per student per year. And we sell it in the packages of classrooms, and if it's a school, they have the good discount system to purchase for the whole school. The solution works on mobile devices and desktops likewise, Chromebooks, and also need the touch boards.
Hi, Daria. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
No, please you first, Daria.
Just very quickly, Daria, thank you so much for your presentation. Just wanted to ask, are you working perhaps with governments to implement this in public schools or any relation to perhaps lower income students in the future?
That's a good question, Claudia. Thank you. So we're exploring this opportunity, and we are trying to connect with the governments to see if they have any programs to enable the hardware purchases, because the most important thing why we have this solution in the first place enabled for all types of the devices. In many cases in schools in Europe and globally, if it's a public school, they don't have the mobile devices, or they have 1-2 tablets per class. But they might have the classroom where they can use this technology as well easily. And also if they have the mix of Chromebooks, tablets, and laptops, we enable the technology to be seamlessly used on all those devices at a time. So we do try to reach out to different governmental organizations and those who provide the grants to schools, and help and try to work with them together with the schools, so they will be able to apply for the grant and purchase not only the hardware, because you just buy the computer, but you need the contents to use on the computer. So they can include the augmented classroom as well.
And what are the key subjects that you're looking to kind of or already incorporate kind of AR and VR into?
So we have covered STEM subjects. We cover engineering and space, geography, social sciences, mathematics and arithmetics, and geometry as well. But most important, we enable and provide the tools for the teachers to create their own augmented reality content. So they can use it on any subject. So we have the tools that cover subjects-wise, and we have the tools that teacher can take and create and use it for any subject, like a gamified test, or they can go ahead and create the historical scene or anything that they can imagine. We're using the ready library and also the pre-designed layouts. And this could be done, as I said, like when students and when teacher opens this augmented reality playground, students can see the actions of each other in the virtual world. And that's also a step for them to learn more about metaverse, how it operates, without even using any virtual reality glasses, just the mobile device or a PC.
Cool, thank you.
Any other questions for Daria? Oh, go ahead, Sir Stefano, sorry.
Hi, Daria. Do you think remote education in early ages is going to continue at the same rate as it has happened in the past 2 years? I mean, I'm curious, what is your vision about remote education in early ages with the help of Cleverbooks for, let's say, the next 5 years?
I didn't quite get your question. The development of the mobile technologies, you mean?
Like if remote education in early...
remote education.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what is your vision? How this is going to happen with the help of Cleverbooks?
Got you. Okay, Stefan, that's a very good question. I can share with you not only my vision, but also the practical information that I got from the teachers. During the COVID, we were doing a lot of enablement sessions with the teachers who are using our solutions, and they were inviting their colleagues as well, where everybody from different parts of the world was sharing. When they were going into lockdown, they were sharing what were their best practice to in the remote settings. And then we did also a couple of sessions post lockdown. And I can tell you the following: with teachers told that there are some students that are thriving in the environment of the remote education. They really love it and they are progressing the most. And some students, it's just not for them. They need the environment of the classroom, they need the guidance of the teacher, they need to be there. So that's why we incorporated those thoughts in this solution. And with the back thought of this, we put together the ideas that it doesn't matter where the student is, it matters how and with who the teacher shares the content. And how the remote education will work further, my thoughts, I think it will remain there as remote working as well, because for some people it's more comfortable. And I think it's also specifically for the higher education, I would say it's more, it's the best option, especially if you're working full time, for example, and you want to do the education, the remote settings is the best for you because it's it saves a lot of time and cost for transportation, and you can study anywhere in the world. That opens a lot of doors for you. So I think it's there to stay and it will be there.
All right, fantastic, Daria. Well, great presentation. Congratulations to you as well on everything you're building. I know I would probably go to class more if there was some virtual reality involved. So thank you, Daria.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and we'll bring up our next presenter, Miha from CodeBrainer. Miha, give me one second. Give me 1 second and I'll let you share your screen.
Okay, thank you.
All righty, we can see you. And let's check on and we can see your screen and hear you loud and clear too. So whenever you're ready, Miha, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Miha. I'm founder of CodeBrainer, where we created Kobe AI, an AI assistant for coding classes. It's a smart classroom that makes teachers more effective. My friend Mary is teaching coding, and she always explains to me that she has too many students in the classroom with different skill levels. Don't worry, she's a great teacher, but she needs help. Computer science needs practical approach on a personal level, and teachers are overwhelmed with repeating tasks, and we need to automate these tasks for them. Solution is AI assistant that will give instant insights into the students' progress, and this way teachers can help the whole classroom. This will make it personalized and also amplify teachers' knowledge. Coding is hard, and it's hard to teach. Kobe AI gives teachers embedded lesson plan, classroom overview, automated suggestions, and all this in real time. This way, they can just be teachers and motivators for those students. Teacher says it feels like helping hand is always there, and it makes them really confident. We have individual communication built in that focuses on challenges, and that really builds up the trust between teacher and student. It's all game-based learning. As we take students from block-based to text-based programming, they are solving puzzles and learning algorithmic thinking, which is useful anywhere. We are selling licenses to schools with SaaS model. We are a diverse team with a lot of experience in financial development, sales, and pedagogy. I have worked in tech for 30 years, and I know how much value tech skills can bring. We need more digital creators. With our mission, we will have 1 billion euro impact with 6th generation of our students. And this is just a goal worth pursuing.
10 seconds.
If you want a live demo, contact us and we will arrange it for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Great, Miha. Thank you so much for your presentation. Journalist panel, please feel free to start asking any questions.
Hey, just a quick question. Can you please tell us more about the benefit for students?
Sorry?
Can you please tell us more about the benefits for the students?
Okay, no problem. Okay. Yeah, the biggest benefit for the students is that teachers are in constant contact with them. This means that the teacher and our Kobe AI can help them on a specific challenges they have. For instance, while you are learning coding, a small mistake within the code can mean a real big problem for students. But if we help them then and show them, point out the problems, they easily learn that and they can move on with learning the much bigger problem, which is algorithmic thinking. This way they learn faster.
Very cool. Any other questions for Miha?
So how many schools, Miha, is this working in now? And can you measure how more effectively and quickly the students are learning compared to when they're just being taught by the teachers?
I will maybe turn around the answer for that. The biggest relation we got with doing piloting in 4 countries was that the teacher, before our solution, didn't want to go into teaching students the text-based programming. But with Kobe AI, they were more confident about giving the lecture because they had help from Kobe, which was overlooking the text-based programs students were writing. And this way, we were really happy that the teachers pursued our content and start learning students. Our solution is currently in 4 languages, and we are moving into new markets each and every day. So a lot of progress.
Awesome.
And one quick question: what's the level of computing expertise is needed by the teacher running the class? Is it something that they can effectively learn from the ground up and anyone with just like basic math skills, or is it aimed at teachers who already have a kind of a coding background and this is to help them? Is there any way to bridge that gap?
Yeah, this is really important question. As the European Union is trying to introduce computer science within the ecosystem, this is really an issue because teachers don't really have any formal introduction into computer science. And a lot of times, like you said, mathematicians or other teachers are in for a task of teaching computer science. And we were really amazed at how teachers with not that much experience can use Kobe AI and teach programming, because teachers actually do know something about it. But when you're starting to teaching students, it's really helpful that you have something in the back that is helping you. So I would say that teachers that are willing to learn, we will also be able to use Kobe AI.
Cool, thank you.
All righty, Miha. Well, awesome project that you have, and congratulations on everything you built so far.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Real quickly, another quick PSA announcement for the judges. I think everybody's doing great, but please please be sure to score in the judges scorecard as well. As we're wrapping up the event with the last 2 speakers, we'll be sure that we have a score to give at the end. I'm going to bring up Bente and Maria from NoteBlock. Just give me 1 sec, folks, and I'll let you share your screens. All right, Bente and Maria, are you with us?
Yes, here we are.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I see you. All right, cool.
Okay.
And we can see your screen now too. So whenever you're ready, please feel free to begin.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you very much. We are Maria and Bente from NoteBlock Scanner. The Noteblock story in short, basically Noteblock started as Bente's university project. Her idea was to deliver free paper notebooks to university students. These notebooks include a question, which is basically how can we make a notebook better? And back in the day, we received thousands and thousands of replies to that question. And there were students suggesting that we would develop an app that would let them keep a digital copy of their notes and make it easy for them to share these notes with other students or the teachers. So basically, the issue or the problem that we solve is that we make it easy for students and teachers worldwide to share, scan and share their notes, exams, documents, etc. And this was very useful during the remote schooling period during the pandemic. Another issue that we tackle is the privacy issues that a lot of scanning apps have. So basically, we don't get any copy of any scanned document from any user.
So like Maria said, the app is mainly used by teachers and students. So our main benefits is that the app is completely free. We don't have any payment walls for any features. It is an inclusive app that works also with older versions of Android and iOS, and it's very easy to use. And currently we have around 10 million downloads and a rating of 4.7 out of 5. And here on the right, you can see how the app works. It detects the contour and gives you a neat image. Here is another real life example from Twitter, a student that scanned a whiteboard and you get a really clear image.
I think we might have lost Bente and Maria for just a second. We'll see if they come back on in just a second.
Yeah.
Hey, Bente, Maria, can you hear us? All right. We'll wait for just 1 minute, and then if they don't log back on, we can go ahead and let them log back on, and we'll move to the next person, and we'll go ahead and give them a second chance. Obviously, sometimes the internet's out of our control. Let's see here. I did want to ask them at the end. I'm not sure if they're sisters or not. We had a father-daughter or a father-son duo for our last Connect event, which was a first. And I don't think we've had siblings yet. So that'll be cool to ask once they get back on. All righty. Well, let's go ahead. I'll message Bente and Maria via email, and I'll let them know that, hey, they can log back on and we can restart their presentation as well. But in the meantime, if the next presenter is okay with going, Johanna from Elias Book. Johanna, we'd love to have you join.
Great, thank you. I'm ready. Just,
okay, fantastic. Let me go ahead and give you the presenter role just in case you don't have it yet. Okay, here we go. All righty.
Yay, here it is. Hello,
okay,
everyone.
Perfect. Oh, sorry, forgive me. Let me go ahead and I'll start the timer. Forgive me, Johanna. We'll go ahead and start the timer and let you begin. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Hello, everyone. My name is Johanna Hemminki, and I'm here to tell you about Elias Robot, which is innovative and award-winning software for AI-powered language learning. You know, the only way to learn a new language is to speak it. There are a lot of apps for learning words and grammar, but almost nothing for learning how to speak. I have a background as a teacher. I have been working over 15 years as a Finnish language teacher in Finland, and I notice in my work that there must be a better way for children to learn languages by using AI-enabled technology. That's why we created Elias Robot. And this is how Elias Robot works. We enable children to use their tablets or smartphones to practice speaking skills with a funny and friendly robot. Also, we increase the reach of teachers and help them to clone their expertise to offer individualized learning. But what is even more exciting, in addition to our online app, our software is available for real humanoid robots. What is different compared to most language learning apps in the market, Elias Robot is focusing entirely on speaking skills. With Elias Robot, students don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. Learning is fun and learning results are better. We are empowering teachers by providing them with an easy and fast tool to create immersive speaking exercises with the help of AI. And that's how our business model works. Currently, we sell monthly subscriptions, $9 per teacher per month to teach all their students. And if they want, their school can buy a school license that includes the robot software. After schools and teachers, we will sell to the parents with the monthly subscription model. We have paying users already in 13 countries, but this is just the beginning. We want to give every child an access to excellent language education, regardless of their teacher's qualification, where they live, or learning difficulties they may have. Again, my name is Johanna. I'm here today to revolutionize AI-based, robot-based language learning. Thank you for your time.
Johanna, very cool. Thanks so much for your presentation. We'll go ahead and open up for the media panel. Any questions?
I just had a quick one about how much it differs from something like Duolingo. That's kind of one thing, and then on the other side is how then would you, as your business, try and bite into that, like obviously already hugely successful app that does something very, very similar.
Do you mean, or did I understood correctly that what is like similar things with Duolingo?
Oh yeah. Kind of what's your point of key differentiation? Because it seems that sorry.
Similar is that they are both for language learning. I think that's the common thing. Of course, that there are also something else. But what makes Elias Robot different, that we are focusing on speaking skills, and every lesson, everything that you practice with the robot or Elias, it's based on some real life communication, not just some separate phrases like blue elephants are flying on the sky. You are learning something that you can really use in your real life.
Sure.
And Johanna, can you give us any sense of, it's difficult to kind of get a sense of how good it is. Can you give us any examples or ways to show how effective in listening and responding?
Yeah, we have made a lot of collaboration with the leading university in Finland, and there was a 4-month long field study in Finnish primary schools that are using Elias Robot. And what they found is they found that Elias Robot increased the motivation to learn languages and also made children speak more. So it was not about learning results, but more like how it like changes the motivation and attitude to language learning. In Finland, we have 2 languages. We have Swedish and Finnish, and Swedish language is something that no one Finnish-speaking students, they don't want to learn that. But Elias Robot has helped with that. That's quite strong thing.
Hi, Joanna. I was wondering how much is it one of those robots, and how many do you need per class?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, with the hardware, we are not selling the hardware ourselves. We have partners in different countries who are selling that. Of course, if our customer doesn't have a robot, we help them to get one. There are different robots. One of them, like most expensive one in Finland, the price is 5,900, and then we have a cheaper one that is 1,400. If a school wants to buy also the robot, physical robot, but they don't need that because everything works with our online app.
Thank you.
Cool. Any other last questions for Johanna? All right, Johanna, congratulations. Great presentation as well.
Thanks.
Sure thing. And I believe we have Bente and Maria back with us. Bente, Maria, are you there?
Yeah, we are here. So sorry,
Hi.
we're connected on a hotspot now. So apparently the internet is gone.
The Wi-Fi is gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We
what
are
happened.
on the 4G on our mobile phone, so
sorry
No
about
worries.
that.
First
No
time that
worries.
happens.
Yeah, that has
while
never happened before.
presenting.
Yeah.
We are
It's-
sorry.
No worries. It comes with the territory with these virtual webinars. So no worries at all. We'll go ahead and we can actually just go ahead and restart your presentation if that's cool. Let me give you guys the presenter role again.
Okay.
Make you co-host, and I think it'd be best, yeah, just to start it off fresh.
But so you didn't hear any slide?
I would just start from the beginning, just because we've skipped again. I think that's the best thing to do.
When you play the song for the
Okay.
second time, it's not the same, eh?
Okay.
Well, you know the words a little bit more at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, as I said, the story in short is that we started Noteblock as a university project. It was Pente's idea to deliver free paper notebooks to university students. Within these notebooks, we ask a question, which is basically how to improve a notebook. We received thousands of replies, and a lot of these students were saying that they would like to have a tool to scan and digitize their notes so they could keep a digital copy of them and share it easily with peers and teachers. So the issue we solve is that we make it very simple and easy for students to scan and share notes, homework, or exams, or any other document. And the app actually became viral during the remote schooling period during the pandemic. Also, we tackle another issue, which is really relevant for students and teachers, which is the privacy. We don't have access to any scanned document or any data from anyone.
So here on the right, you can see how the app works. It detects the contour of the document and it gives you a neat scanned image as a PDF. It's mainly used by teachers and students, like Maria said. And our main benefits is that it's completely free to use. We don't have any payment walls to use any features. It's inclusive, so it works with older versions of Android and iOS. And currently we have around 10 million downloads and a rating of 4.7 out of 5 in the app stores. Here is a real life example from Twitter of a student digitizing the screen. And on the right, you can see the finished image, even if it's taken from such a big distance.
Our business model is ad-based, so basically we include ads within the app. We also let users remove the ads by making one in-app purchase. We are present in Google Play Pass, and we just released a licensed version of Noteblock. Our first client is Faber-Castell. The company lets its customers to use Noteblock without ads while they pay us some money for these licenses. And we are about to release an SDK very, very soon.
So thank you very much for listening to us again. And if you have any questions, just please let us know.
Awesome, Bente Maria. I think it was better the second time around. So congratulations. We'll go ahead. We'll open up for questions from the media panel.
So yeah, interesting, Pastor. Thanks. So what's the difference though with simply taking screenshots? What's the extra value added of your app?
Yeah, actually, if you what happens is in the gallery of many students, you can see screened like photos of the notes, but you get really bad angle or bad lighting conditions or shadows and so on. So basically what the app does is that we correct the perspective. We remove any shadow or any other bad lighting condition. And it's super easy to take like the shot and send it to someone else, either through WhatsApp or Messenger, email, Google Drive, whatever tool you have installed in your phone.
And also for teachers, it's much more helpful to receive a PDF because then they can even upload it into Moodle, which is a popular grading platform, and they can grade on top of the PDF. So we have tested the app with teachers in this Impact Accelerator that used to receive screenshots and bad photos, and it took them hours to convert everything to PDF. And then in Noteblock, it's just like one click for them.
And you have some which are handwritten. Can you digitize them so you could search for words, for example?
You can digitize if it's typed text. You can extract the text from an image. So if you scan a page from a book, you can very easily extract the text. And actually, it was funny because during Impact Tech Accelerator, there was one student from Italy that told us that thanks to this feature, he could translate books that were written in English into Italian because he would use the app to extract the text from the book in English and just copy paste it in Google Translate and he would get the words in Italian.
So currently, handwritten does not work to convert, but we are doing a collaboration together with Huawei. So together with their tablet and their pen, you can now write on top of the documents as well. So that's available there.
To kind of build on that, are there any plans of doing handwritten recognition in the future?
Not really. Even Apple and Samsung have spent millions on that. It's just impossible. Look, I'm left-handed.
I know.
But I mean, when I write a number 2 or the letter Z, neither Apple or Samsung are able to tell me if it's a number 2 or a Z. So,
but it's getting better, like shortly and shortly. Some things from handwritten, it actually does extract if you write really, really neatly. But yeah, it's complicated.
Thank you.
So, and what about copyright? How do you prevent people sharing copyrighted material with Notebook? Can it be a problem, copyright issues?
It could, but as we say to some users when scanning, like it's like making photocopies, like we cannot be responsible for what they scan. So.
And then, so everything is stored inside of the user's own device. Nothing is uploaded to our servers. But yes, it's a potential issue.
They have to use the app responsibly.
Yeah, but we are not able to see what the user is actually scanning. We have made the app that way. We cannot see what any user is scanning for privacy and ethics.
Awesome. Any other questions for Bente, Maria?
Yeah, Jim. Thank you for your presentation. I was wondering what makes your app different, because if I have a look on the App Store or Google Play, and if I type scan or app scan, there's like thousands of them. So I was wondering what makes you different, or what's your like special point?
So I think for students, mainly it's the user interface. So it's a very simple to use app. And it's made with folders, so you can classify, they can classify their documents, kind of like you would classify on your desk or in Microsoft. So you can create folders and so on and organize. And also, I think the students particularly like that we don't have any limitations on features. So they don't have to pay if they want to use OCR. We don't place any, watermarks. So we don't place any watermarks or logos on the scanned documents.
Yeah, and also the privacy. We don't, most of these scanning apps, which are all available in the app stores, they either place the user's documents in their own server or lock you inside the system that is very difficult to get away from, or ask for your data, even if it is just the email. We don't get, as I said in the beginning, like any data from anyone at all. We don't know anything about any user, but the only information we get is where we get the downloads from, like X millions in Indonesia, X millions in India or Spain or whatever. And this is something that is really appreciated within the educational community. So this is why we think we grew in this segment of the population.
And are you spending money on marketing? Like how much money are you, and where are you putting your money? Or is it more about like talking with other? How is it going? That
it's all organic. The only in the very beginning, as we delivered these free paper notebooks here in Spain, we do include information about the app. This is how we started getting downloads. But then we became Google's editor's choice, which is like an award from Google that they select manually the best apps in their Google Play Store. And then the app became popular in countries such as Russia or Indonesia, as I said, or Thailand, or like around the globe. The good thing about the app stores is that they let you publish the app anywhere in the world. So we had it published everywhere, and it became popular in some countries. And we have never spent €1 on promoting the app itself digitally, let's say.
So far.
So far.
You never know. Yeah.
It's organic. Like people find us, it's really funny because we can see how we get the downloads, and most people look for the word note block on those app stores. So the students tell each other about the app.
Good. Thank you.
I'm curious as well, Bente and Maria, if you've seen other applications. I mean, I can see myself, for example, at a conference sitting way back row, and needing something like that, or even like journalistically to share something with an editor. I'm wondering if there is any other, if you're seeing any other use cases.
Yeah, definitely the ones that you mentioned. And regarding the SDK, so we have been contacted by companies from other industries as well, like pharmaceutical companies,
logistics,
also logistics companies that have been asking if we have an SDK that they could incorporate. So, for example, to help with scanning the what's called albaranes.
Yeah, the receipts.
The receipts. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the biggest companies in Europe for logistics and delivery. They have to scan some paper when they do a delivery. The customer signs a paper and the delivery man has to send it back to the office. So this company were asking us if we had developed some kind of SDK so they could include it within their own application. And this is something we are working on right now. So there are, obviously, I mean, we are very centered in the educational segment, but we do believe that the app can be used in many other different industries.
And also for universities, if they would like to use the SDK, so the software development kit, and integrate it into their own apps, for example.
Definitely. Very cool. Well, congrats. I have to ask one other question. Forgive me. I wanted to know if you are sisters or friends.
No,
no.
Bente is from Sweden.
From Sweden.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, geez. Okay.
I'm Catalan. Yeah. So.
Oh, forgive me. I thought you were both from Spain.
Many people think so. Like even people think that we are twins, but no. Like.
No, we became friends in university. Well, after university, so. Our professors basically put us in touch, and they thought we could try and do this project together. So that's kind of like how it started.
Oh, okay, very cool. No, very cool. I was asking because actually on our last Connect event, we had a father-son duo. And so I was going to say maybe we had our first sister duo as well, but friends is good too. So congratulations to you both on everything you built.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, we've reached the end. First off, congrats to everybody who presented. It's not easy to do, but you guys did a great job. We'll go ahead and give 30 seconds to the media panel to finalize the judges' scorecard. And then we'll go ahead and have Dan, if you could pass over the scores to us so we could read them. Before we do that, we're going to have a special guest, actually, we're really excited to have, who will help us announce the winners. I'm going to bring on screen Alex Carrasco, who is the head of communications for ISDI Accelerator. Alex, always a pleasure to have you with us. Let me go ahead and bring you up on screen.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just while the media judges have time to do their voting, I just wanted to thank them for being here, because I think these kind of interactions are really valuable for these startups, and especially thank the startups, because we've been with them since the different beginning from the beginning of the program, and we've seen their evolution. And just so you know, these are not like any startup. They've been competing against as we said, like 2,000 startups that have presented, who have applied to our different open calls, and these specifically has been nominated and won the best in class award, because they've been their own mentors and pilot teachers and all the different people and actors that they've been interacting with within the program. They've given their own feedback to us, and they're a really special group of startups. And it's a shame that we're nearly at the end of the Impact EdTech program, and we're just hoping that they just rocket towards the moon or even more, because we really believe in them, and I think they have great products. So
For sure, Alex, everything I saw today was really impressive as well. So congratulations to you guys. Alex, if you want to do the honors, and
Okay.
maybe you could do the third, second, and first place. And then if anybody, once your name is called, if you wanted to kind of just come on screen and say anything as well.
Okay. So regardless who is first, second, and third, I encourage all the media judges to contact all of these startups and maybe, write an article or something interesting about them. So let's go ahead. In the third place, we have Noteblock. So Maria and Bente, congratulations.
Congratulations, Maria and Bente.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, guys. Okay, so on the second place, we have Elias Robot. So congratulations, Johanna.
Awesome, Johanna. Congratulations.
Not sure if she's, oh yeah, there she is. Congrats. And first place, we have Jose, Key to Enable. Congratulations.
All right, Jose.
Guys, thank you so much. This is always very important because our mission is really to change the world for these children, and we have been doing this.
Congratulations, Jose, and to everybody else who pitched as well. Really great initiatives that you guys are doing, and I wish you the best of luck as you move on from Impact EdTech and grow your companies as well. Wanted to mention, we do have a couple minutes. If anybody would like to ask any, like I mentioned before, we do have decades collectively, actually decades only with Andrew, but beyond that, many, many more years of experience, journalists here. And if anybody has any questions, I'd really love to kind of take this time to have you guys ask them as well of the media panel. And that's to any attendees as well. Feel free to go ahead and write in and I'll ask a question for you as well. Maybe I'll start things off because I am curious, just from Andrew, you've had so much experience, 2 decades as a journalist, and I'm wondering right now, kind of, I'm sure you've fleshed out so many sources. How do you go about sourcing your stories in the education space right now?
Well, I mean, it's a mixture of all sorts of things. First and foremost, it's about going out, meeting, talking to people all the time, the kind of principals in companies, the teachers, students themselves, organizations, agencies, whatever it might be. It's reading sometimes things that are a bit, less obviously centrally focused on the issues, where you get kind of lateral ideas. Of course, people contact you, whether it's organizations, PR people, statements that you see, and very often it's just general reading, and you kind of think of ideas around that and think about how it might apply, and then do some research to find the right sort of organizations to reach out to.
Fantastic. And I'm also wondering as well if there's anything particular right now that you just feel in the education space is so important that people need to be talking about, or that you're really interested in covering right now.
Well, I've just been writing a series of pieces, particularly about so-called learning loss or learning poverty, particularly in lower income countries around the world, where there's been a still bigger loss of understanding, of school dropouts, of difficulties economically and socially for girls and boys to come back into school, and also teachers who've been, during lockdowns, very often having to find other ways to make a living. So that's a big thing. There's just been a huge summit at the United Nations called the Transforming Education Summit. And I was looking at so-called foundational literacy. So simple ways, some with technology, some without, to help focus and support students in as personalized way as possible with basic reading and literacy, as well as the wider factors that explain why they are or aren't able to study, including school feeding programs, for example, and other things around the classroom itself.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm based in Medellin, Colombia, actually, and they're definitely seeing a lot of that. And I think there's an initiative from the mayor's office to give out computers, et cetera, to children to help them connect, et cetera. So very interesting for sure. Again, guys, anybody else have a question for anybody on the media panel? Don't be shy. Johanna, Miha, anybody? If not, no worries either. Okay, we got a new message here. Are they seeing more diversity since remote education work has become more popular? Maybe if you want to expand on that one too, Miha.
Yeah, since we had a pandemic, remote work and the remote education has become, let's say, more stream, and do the journalists see any growth in diversity because remote enables a lot of groups of new possibilities that weren't possible before?
Really good question. I mean, maybe this one would be again for Andrew. Are you seeing that groups that might not have access to education are getting that as with the shift to remote, or is it the opposite?
Well, I think, as we know, the pandemic created this huge and increasing digital divide between those who had some form of possible remote access with devices and high-speed internet connections and those who didn't. So it kind of, in some ways, if you like, increased the inequalities in access to education. That said, and I've seen a lot of this at higher education level, the switch to online has both allowed a lot more people in different situations, economically, socially, geographically, to take part without having to leave their families, to travel, to kind of drop work in order to study. And it's also allowed education institutions to bring in a much more diverse range of speakers. You know, it was a big challenge for a senior official, executive, whatever, to travel physically to a campus somewhere for maybe a day or 2 days. Now, there's so much more possibility that they just come onto a call like this for 30 minutes or an hour and share their views. So I think there's a lot more potential in terms of outreach and content. There's a lot more challenge in terms of really trying to narrow the digital divide to make access as equitable as possible.
Good point, Andrew. And I think we're living that live right now by getting you, Callum, everybody, Lucas, everybody else with us from all over the globe to share your insights too. So the next question we have from Bente is, and maybe Callum, Lucas, Sergio, you guys might have an idea for this. What's the best way to contact a journalist? Phone calls, LinkedIn, emails, Twitters? What do you recommend? And maybe it's a personal thing as well. So I'm not sure if Callum and Lucas, you want to join in?
I always tend to recommend email. I think that's the simplest, most direct way. After that, if you had to put them in any sort of order, I would say LinkedIn, because at least it's business focused. But generally, I think email is the best way of getting in touch with someone. Phone call, really, please never. Especially because, I mean, these days I don't really answer any phone calls from any numbers that I don't recognize anyway. So even if you are trying to ring me in some sense, the chance of me picking up the phone is hugely minimal in the first place. And even if I did, it's not a particularly, it's not a way you want to be disrupted. So yeah, I'd always say email. But I guess to expand upon it in a little bit, what I like in an email is literally you should be able to kind of explain what you want from me or what you're saying in one sentence at the start of the email. You can put more information in, but remember, a lot of people just, I think I receive hundreds of emails a day. You just want to make sure you get the message and what you're looking for, whether it's a pitch, whether it's asking a question, just get that done as quickly and succinctly as possible. Then that's kind of the higher chance I think you have on getting some feedback or information.
Awesome. Lucas, Stefano, do you guys have any preference?
I agree. I definitely agree with Callum. Never phone call, please. No, I'm joking. But as business reporter, I'm always on LinkedIn. So if you find a journalist who is writing about EdTech, just add him and follow their posts and talk to them, or just introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm here. I'm from this startup. If this reporter or journalist need something from you, we definitely will reach you and talk to you. So I would go for LinkedIn. As I say, I'm always there. There's so many people who is adding me, writing me, and I always look through the message. So I would recommend go to LinkedIn, make your network big, and look for the journalists because we are always there.
Awesome. I don't know, Stefano, did you want to follow up with anything?
I also agree with Lucas. I think LinkedIn is great. I mean, if somebody wants to reach out journalists, I mean, myself in this case, I think LinkedIn is a great way to do it, also by email. The most important thing, I think, is to have a value proposition, you know, to offer something like why is interesting your startup right now, what is happening in the world, and link it to what your startup is doing, like because we journalists receive a lot of pitches, so we need to understand quickly what is the importance of this startup in this moment, and why would I want to write something about it, no? So I think that's very important at the moment when you are reaching out to editors or journalists. Yeah.
All right, great feedback, guys. If there's any other questions, love to answer them. If not as well, we can wrap up. I know it's getting late in Europe and it's almost dinner time. Alrighty, cool. Well, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who attended Connect Impact EdTech today. A really special thanks as well to our special guests, Agata, Maria, and Emily, as well as Alex. Thank you so much for for doing that for us, and also all of the media judges for taking time out of their day. I know it's a job that requires it's a high demand job and it requires a lot of time. So you taking just an hour and a half out of your day really is much appreciated. Also to the startups who participated, congratulations. You did great. And also it's really promising for the future of education as well. I think there was a lot of great ideas shared today. Another special thanks to my colleague, Dan. He kind of put everything together on the back end as well, and of course Impact EdTech for their help and support in all of this. I hope it's okay. We'll send everybody a thank you email with some information. The idea with these Connect events is we can all connect and kind of keep in touch down the road as well. So I hope that we can host you guys again for the next event. And in the meantime, everybody take care and have a good rest of the day. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. It was lovely to meet you all.
Same.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye-bye.